Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome in today's English class for the first intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal number 1, and today we will learn a new unit, which is What Are You Doing? And we're going to learn listen and discuss plus the pair work. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language will be done by Mr. Saleh Al-Ujan. So let's begin. So in this lesson, we hope that at the end of today's lesson, you will be able to describe activities which others are doing. Just a quick reminder of our previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we have learned the comparative form, and we said that if we want to compare between two things, we use any adjective, but with a bit of change to this adjective we add. So we're going to add on the adjective er. We are going to compare between two things, and that adjective was a one-syllable adjective. Like the example we have here, the hotel is tall. The hotel is tall. The hotel is taller than the office building. So here we compare two things, the hotel and the office building. And since we are comparing two things, we're going to use er and plus than, because this is a short adjective. This is a one-syllable adjective. What about a longer adjectives? What should we do with them? Let's see the other example. The subway is convenient. The subway is convenient. The subway is more convenient than the bus. So here we are also comparing two things, the subway and the bus. And since we are comparing two things, and since this is a longer adjective that has more than one syllable, we don't do any, or we don't add any changes to this adjective. We only add before the word more and after it than. So it becomes more convenient than. But what about if we are going to compare not between two things, but between three things or even more? This is what we call the superlative form. So in superlative form, as we did with the comparative form, in superlative form, if we have a short adjective or adjectives that has only one syllable, we will do the following. The hotel is the tallest building in the city. It is also the most modern. So if we have a short adjective or one-syllable adjectives like the adjective tall, we add here the article that before the adjective, and we add es and t for the adjective. So the sentence will be the tallest building. This is when we want to compare or use this adjective in comparison between three things or even more. But for the longer adjectives or for the adjectives that has more than one syllable, we would use the following. It is also the most modern. So we add the article the and the word most and then the adjectives. This is what do we do in superlative form. Let's read the other example. The subway is the fastest transport in the city. Here is a short adjective, and we have used or we have added es and t to the adjective. It is also the most convenient. And here, since this is a longer adjective, we added the most. So this is, in summary, the difference between comparative form and superlative form. And if you remember, we also solved this exercise. And let's just remind each other with the answers that we said. So in the last exercise, or the last lesson, we did this exercise. Gino's restaurant has the best pizza in town. So this exercise asked us to use the adjectives that is in parentheses and use them in a comparative or a superlative form. So the number 2 was, I think that the pizza at Roma's is better than Gino's. Here is a comparison between two things. Number 3, the bookstore is more popular than the library. And here is also comparing between two things, but with longer adjective. Number 4, summer is the hottest and the driest time of the year. And number 5, don't eat there. That restaurant has the worst food in town. So this is also a comparative. Number 6, my room is the quietest room in the house. So this is number 6. And number 7, the supermarket is much better than the convenience store. So this is a comparative. We're comparing between two things here. And the last one, number 8, the park is more beautiful in the spring than in the winter. And here we also use the comparative form because we are comparing between two things. Now, let's move to our lesson today, or the first lesson on the new unit, which is what are you doing? So here I'm going to show you a group of pictures, and I want you to guess what the people in these pictures are doing. So let's start with the first picture we have here. So here we can see a dining table, and here we have obviously family members. Okay, so what do you think? What are they doing? What are they doing? We can say that they are sitting at the dining table. So as we can see here, they are sitting at the dining table. We can also say that they are having breakfast. They are having a meal, whether it's breakfast or lunch, but they are having a meal. And let's see the other picture. Here we can see two boys who are having a book in front of them. So what do you think? What are these boys doing? What are they doing? We can say that they are reading a book. They are, both of them, are reading a book. We can also say that they are studying. So we can write as many sentences as we like about these two pictures. Let's see another two pictures. What about this man? A man who is sitting alone. What do you think is he doing? What is this man doing? Very good. Yes, this man is drinking coffee. He is drinking coffee. What about this man? This man is working. Maybe he is working from home. Maybe he is working using his laptop. So this man is drinking coffee and this man is working. So on page 64, you will see a list of people who are doing different things. We will see a list of people who are doing different things. And at the top of that page, page 64, you will see a sign that is called Helpline Helping People. What do you mean by a helpline? Helpline is usually a hotline or a telephone line for people to ask questions and to find out or talk about something. And we have many different examples of a helpline. For example, if we call an ambulance, ambulance is a helpline, or we call a police, this is a helpline, or customer service, these are also a helpline. So, are there telephone helpline services in our country? Yes, of course. As we said, the ambulance could be a helpline, the police could be a helpline, the civil defense, the customer service, those, all of them could be a helpline. And what services do they offer? They sometimes offer help, they sometimes offer advices, they sometimes offer consultation or instruction on how to deal with different things. So this is the people on page 64 are actually working at a helpline office or a helpline company that who are answering calls for people and offering help to them. So let's see a list of the things that people on page 64 are doing. And remember that each number, as you can see here, from 1 to 10, are numbered on the pictures you have on page 64. So the man who is numbered number 1, his name is Ken, and so on, okay? So number 1, Ken is watching TV. On page 64, the man who has number 1 on him, His name is Ken, and he is watching TV. Number 2, Ryan is surfing the internet and drinking coffee. Number 2, Ryan is surfing the internet and drinking coffee. Number 3, Matt is talking on his cell phone. Matt is talking on his cell phone. Number 4, Frank and Jason are eating sandwiches. Frank and Jason are eating sandwiches. Number 5, Mike and Darren are reading magazines. Mike and Darren are eating magazines. Number 6, George and Peter are looking at maps. George and Peter are looking at maps. Number 7, Henry is writing an email to a customer. Henry is writing an email to a customer. Number 8, Pedro is speaking to a customer. Pedro is speaking to a customer. And number 9, Jamal is working online. Jamal is working online. And number 10, the last one, Colin and Brian are chatting. Colin and Brian are chatting. So here are the things that people on page 64 are doing. Okay, did you notice anything or any similarities in those verbs we have mentioned? For example, Ken is watching, Ryan serving, Matt talking, Frank eating, Darren reading. So do you notice any similarities about these verbs? Very good. We can see that all of these verbs ends with ing. We can see that all of these verbs ends with ing. And usually we use or we add ing to the verbs if that action or if that verb happening right now. For example, right now I am speaking. Right now I am speaking. Right now I am waving. I am waving. So we add ing to the verb if the action or if the verb happening right now at this moment. So this is, we call it the present progressive, which is to add ing to a verb if the action is happening now. And we will learn more about the present progressive for the upcoming lesson. So also on that page we can see a conversation, a man who is resting and talking on his cell phone. Let's listen to what this man has to say, and then we may continue.
Hello. This is Matt. What are you doing? Oh, you're at home? Me? I'm still at work. But right now, I'm having a break at the Helpline Cafe. Hello. This is Matt. What are you doing? Oh, you're at home? Me? I'm still at work. But right now, I'm having a break at the Helpline Cafe.
Very well. So this man is resting and he said that I am still at work. He didn't go home, he's still at work. And we can notice something here he mentioned. He said, I am having a break. I am having a break. What do you mean by a break? If you are working, sometimes you need a break. And a break is to stop working for a short time, to rest or to get a drink or to even eat something. So this is what do we mean by having a break. It's just to get some rest, either for laying down or drinking or eating or anything you would like. Now, a couple of exercises and quick check. The first one is that on pages 64 and 65, let's try to name the things that we can see either in the office or at the cafe. So we have mentioned some of them here. We can see on those pages, we can see computers. We can see also food. We can see also drinks. We can see lights or lamps. We can also see headphones, we can see tables, and also we can see chairs, TV, cell phones, and also other things we can see at those pages at the office or at the cafe on pages 64 and 65. The other part of a quick check we have for today, we're going to read those sentences and we're going to answer either with yes or no. So based on the activities we have read on pages 64, we're going to answer either with yes or no. So the first one says, Matt is talking on the phone. Matt is talking on the phone. Should we agree with this and say yes, or disagree with it and say no? Let's read what Matt did. So Matt is actually, what is he doing? It's number 3. Matt is talking on his cell phone. So we can answer here and say yes, he is talking on his cell phone. Let's move on to sentence number 2. Mike and Darren are talking to customers. Mike and Darren are talking to customer. So we don't know whether if this sentence is yes or no. Let's read the verbs here. So actually Mike and Darren, which is number 5, people, and number 5, Mike and Darren are reading magazine. So the answer here will be very good. The answer here will be no. They are not talking to a customer. They are reading magazines. Number 3. Frank and Jason are having coffee. Frank and Jason are having coffee. Let's read here and find out what Frank and Jason are doing. So it says here on number 4, Frank and Jason are eating sandwiches. So they are not having coffee, they are eating sandwiches. So here we're going to write, very good. Here we're going to write no. Number 4. Henry is writing an email to a customer. Henry is writing an email to a customer. So let's see what is Henry doing. Number 7. Henry is writing an email to a customer. So here we can say excellent. Here we can say yes, he is writing an email to a customer. The last one we have, Ryan. Number 5. Ryan is working. So from the list, which is number 2, Ryan is surfing the internet. He's going through the internet, maybe reading, maybe looking for something. Ryan is surfing the internet and drinking coffee. So for the last one, what should we write? Very good. For the last one, we write no. He's not working, he's drinking coffee and surfing the internet. So here are the answers of a quick check, exercise number B. Now, let's move on to the pair work we have. Imagine that you are working at the office, okay, and people around you, maybe a family member or a classmate or a friend, and just ask them about what are they doing. Let's see here a couple of examples. So here we have 2 questions. The first one, what is Ryan doing? He is drinking a cup of coffee. What is Ryan doing? He is drinking a cup of coffee. So this is how we ask someone or ask about someone, what is he doing? The second question, what are Frank and Jason doing? What are Frank and Jason doing? They are eating sandwiches. They are eating sandwiches. So you can notice here from our last lesson that instead of repeating the names, instead of saying, for example, what is Ryan doing? We said Ryan is drinking. We use the personal pronoun. He is drinking. And also for the second question, instead of saying Frank and Jason doing something, we use the personal pronoun they. So it will be they are eating sandwiches. So this is for exercise number A. Number B, you are having a break at the cafe. Role play a phone conversation with a friend. Talk about the people at the helpline office. Imagine that you are working at the office and right now you are taking a break while you are calling your friend. So what are the things that you would like to tell your friend? Just imagine this and tell us what are the sentences you come up with. And before we leave, don't forget to check out the exercises on the workbook, pages 118 and 120, and try to practice the present progressive, the verbs that ends with ing, to describe what people are doing. And now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.